Welcome to this special 2014 BSCAI Convention ISSA Trade Show TRIPODCAST. Our special guest today is Todd Hopkins, the founder and CEO of Office Pride Commercial Cleaning Systems. Todd, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Dick. It's great to be here.
Todd's going to be doing a session at the convention this year entitled Working on Your Business, Not in Your Business. Working on your business, not in your business. And Todd, that's one that we really get plagued with in this industry. You know, we get to really working on it and forget about, we get to working and forget that maybe we ought to be working on it instead of in it. So can you take a few minutes and just give us some bullet points of what your session is going to be about?
Absolutely. One time, Dick, I had somebody come up to me at a BSCAI conference, and, he had bags under his eyes and all that. He said, hey, right now the business is running me. I'm not running the business.
There you go.
And I have noticed over the years that's such a common theme that we tend to get so hammered by all the activity and the things going on in the business that it's real hard to step outside of that and to begin to remind ourselves of why we started the business in the first place, right, was to help us achieve some sort of personal goals.
That's
and
right.
So this workshop is going to be focused on helping people, the attendees, remind themselves of what they really want out of life. Why did they start this business in the first place? How can they design the business to help them get that?
Well, you're going to have a sizable audience if you do that, because you made the comment early on about somebody came up to you and said that the business was running them, and I can remember times that I felt the same way when I was doing my business. You sometimes get up in the morning and say, why am I doing this, right? I could have got a job somewhere else. I like your point, that we have to remind ourselves that maybe we need to remind ourselves of why we started this thing in the first place. If we just wanted a regular job, we could have got that about anywhere, right?
Well, it's real easy for people to all of a sudden start to think the grass may be greener on the other side, but really, we can make the grass green where we are. It's just a matter of good thinking, and so there's a lot of good people in BSCAI who set the example and paved the way. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through some processes that have helped me over the years, because certainly I've been on that roller coaster, and it doesn't mean that any of us won't find ourselves in a valley or allowing the business to run us for any given day. But the quicker we can recognize that and the more experience we have with it, the easier it is to flip that switch and get back in charge.
Yeah, I'm intrigued with this because it's going to be. I'm just sitting here while you're talking and saying that and thinking of the times down through the years after being in it for 34 years on my own and 9 managing somebody else's company. I'm thinking of some of the all-nighters that I pulled that I, went home after 24 hours and said, is this really what I should be doing? And I'm sure that our audience, that if some of them are out there saying the same thing. I just got done cleaning carpet all night long. What's this guy going to tell me? So I can tell our audience, I know Todd, and I know his business, and I know how he has done an excellent job of being able to work on that subject. So, again, to our audience, this is someone who has done what he has said he is going to be talking about. It's not theory. So, Todd, I'm really looking forward to your session, and it's going to be on Friday, November the 7th at 4:30 in the afternoon. And so you're going to have about an hour and 15 minutes to go over the detail of this session. So, again, I want to invite our audience to that, because I cannot think of anybody that is in this business that's has not been thinking and had the issue that you just talked about, is as the business is running me. I'm not running the business. And it really doesn't make any difference what size company, does it, that you have. I mean, we usually attribute to a small company, but many times it's the big guys, too, that just feel like the company.
It is.
Yeah. Again, Todd, speaking.
No, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just was going to say, I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be a great way to wrap up the day there on Friday for everybody, and for them to interact with each other and to see that they're not alone, and get some good best practices on how to move forward and really bring the joy back.
I want to remind our audience again, I've heard Todd speak several times, and this is worth your time. This is worth your effort, because he brings a lot of meat to the table when he speaks and knows whereof he speaks. So, again, remember the ISSA trade show is Wednesday through Friday, November the 5th to the 7th. And then the BSCAI educational sessions are on Thursday through Saturday, November 6th to 8th. And they're at the Hilton Orlando. And remember, Todd is speaking on the 7th at 4:45. Now, for those of you that are wanting to attend the bidding and estimating seminar or the CBSE and RBSM exams, they take place on Wednesday, November the 5th. Now, you can register at www.bscai.org, and then just click on the registration icon. TRIPODCAST listeners, whether you're a BSCAI member or not, you're going to get the early bird registration rate or the early bird bidding and estimating rate. So it doesn't make any difference when you register. I think the early deadline is September the 25th, I believe. But even if you can't make it by then and want to register after that, because you're a TRIPODCAST listener, you're going to be able to get the early bird price. So all you have to do is enter the code T as in Tom, S as in Sam, D as in David, TSD in the promotional code line, and you'll get that special rate. So again, I want to say a very big thank you to our special guest, Todd Hopkins. And I want to thank you, all of our listeners, for tuning in today. We'll see you all in Orlando in November.